This game is crazy. I love it. Like, okay, here is the highest anyone will ever get in this game. Maybe, I don't know. I go crazy. Game's in alpha. Yeah, exactly. I will tell you my score. We'll end with my score. Graphics. Couple of maps are unoptimized, so it gets dinged for that. That's fine. I mean, it's something they're going to work on. This is just my honest opinion on every aspect of the game. Sound design. Oh, sorry. I started with graphics. I'm an idiot. The graphics in general are really good. Like, they're so fun. Like, look at the small details. The water cascading, the sparks, the lights going on and off, the look of the guys just looking desolate, despondent, and like absolute fucking malnourished freaks. So good. So good. Really has its sauce in terms of graphics. Graphic art design. Now, the graphics itself are decent. Very, very good. A lot of jank in various areas, so optimization is needed. Certain maps like that, the big city map, Christ, that thing was unplayable. Every other map has been totally fine that we played so far in terms of optimization, stuttering, anything like that. Totally fine. But that one was really bad. Sound design, perfect. Like, everything, the sound design, the music is just really top notch. The sound of the creatures and how they respond to you, so freaking cool. Guns sound pretty good. You know, that could always be made better, but it's totally fine. For what it is, it's great. I think the sound design is pretty much probably the best aspect of the game. Except for what I'll come up with the last one. The last one would be fun factor. And spoiler alert, fun factor, really fun. Movement in the game. Very jank. Needs to be improved. 100%. Melee, your middle mouse button melee, which is like an option, is barely an option because of the wind-up speed. I was saying that before I died. And it feels like quite relatively unusable. I think that if they improve that, that'll be a huge, big thing. They don't have to do much. Just, you know, figure out what they want to do with the wind-up speed. Do they want a wind-up speed? Why would they want a wind-up speed? You know, that kind of thing. But, you know, that is a little rough. The climbing on obstacles, you don't know what you can climb, you don't know what you can't climb, so that's very much quite a bit jank. But besides that, you know, sprinting feels good. Running into any small obstacle will stop your guy dead in his tracks, and has gotten me killed multiple times in the game already. That needs to be honed in on, 100%. Definitely needs to be honed in on. Not a huge deal. Like, I think they'll definitely figure it out. But so far, all of these problems are solvable. The entire thing of the cooldown for your water. Go over here if I can get to it. Do this. Shit. Wherever the water is, it'll give you a cooldown that says the water is going down, even when you're offline. I think that is crazy. That 100% needs to be changed. There is no way. Yeah, here it is. So, this cooldown is going while we're here. That is absolutely insane. There's no way. There's no way they can make that work. There's no way they should try to make that work. Like, water being the subject and, like, the, you know, everything is important about it, totally fine. But water being like this timer, that kind of forces like a FOMO way of style of gameplay. Do not like that. They say that's not what they want to, you know, do. So I hope they're able to fix that, because right now that's what it feels like. And that, design-wise, is probably my least favorite part of the game right now. The fact that water has a cooldown is crazy. The quest design, so far I've only done one quest. It's really hard to find water, which it should be. So it's not a big deal, but that is definitely a thing. That is going to be probably an issue going forward until we figure out the game. The game loop. The most important aspects. First of all, okay, gun handling. Good. Not great, but it's good. and it can be made better. They can make it better. I'm sure they will. The menus, the interface and menus definitely need some help. I think they can definitely do that, but like it's really hard to figure out what attachments you can put on where, and all that. That is a little rough. But this area here with like what is on your in your stash and how to move that, that's totally fine. More information for large items, making it clear what is trade only and what you could use later on potentially for like making or crafting things or something if they're planning on implementing that. That would be really good to have. More tooltips, more information, always good. I consider it design failure anytime you have to alt-tab out and look something up on a wiki or on a Discord or ask a question or something like that. I consider that a design failure. So the less we have of that, the better it is for everyone involved. Okay, now going to the most important part, the gameplay loop. I like it. I think the gameplay loop is stellar. I think it's incredibly fun. I think I have like maybe a 1/4 success live rate out of like, you know, I think we did like 8 raids. I survived 2. We died in 6. And I loved every second of it. I loved the deaths. I loved the surviving. The surviving was super hype. You know, the entire gameplay loop of you're not the guy. You don't want to shoot unless you really have no choice. You want to be able to extract and so on and so forth. That's super cool, and I love all of it. We need more. It's good. It's really, really good. So they have the gameplay loop down, and I think that they hone in on what they want you to do. For example, in the trench level, we were surrounded by guys, and there was no way through. And I didn't explore the right side. I don't know about that, but you know, taking Winston's ideas into account, he said that on the right side it was shit, on the left side where we went it was shit, and there was no middle way. So like, where are we supposed to go? If they expect us to stealth attack our way through and really hone in on the stealth combat and, you know, things like that, they need to make that better. And if that's what they expect, that's fine. They need to hone in on that combat and, you know, really tighten it up, give us some actual avenues, maybe make it so we can climb on things a bit easier, maybe make it so there's more pathways in some of these levels where it feels like you're kind of just boxed in on all sides. And not like saying like make it easy, but just making it like a clear path or like, you know, a couple of possible paths. Those types of things would be extremely, extremely important. The entire character design of every single enemy in the game is so far perfect. The robots going in, swooping in, like eating people. The Terminator robots swarming in on you, and as soon as they hear you, they all come up. Super good. Like the character designs, oh my god, man. Everything feels menacing because everything is menacing. The other part, the caveat to that though, is the AI, as mentioned earlier, is trash. Some of it works pretty well when you're out in the middle of nowhere and, you know, things can hear you and, you know, they creep up on you and stuff. Really cool. That's fine. But the fact that, like, they sometimes have this, like, second sight, you're hiding, you're escaping, you're almost getting out of the entire thing, and they're still able to see you even when you've, like, done really the perfect job escaping. That it kind of feels like BS. And that's definitely an issue. That's when the AI is just like too prescient. And then the other side of it is like in the first level when you're able to hide the pipe to extract, that entire aspect of I'm able to cheese the shit out of guys, it's helping loot things, but I don't think that's what they want. So that should not be like a jank area for the AI where they just can't see you. They can't, like, you know, perceive you. You can pick them off one by one. And you know, another example was in the scrapyard next to that where we're just at, where Destin was like, you know, I was dead. He was kind of basically trying to extract, and he only died because it came back and ran out of ammo, right? But like he was able to pick them off as they were coming to him in that like large ass tunnel. So definitely jank that needs to be worked on. It's not a bad thing, just things to work on. Also, technical issues, a lot of disconnects. Playing several times, my boys weren't able to load in with me. That sucks. Now, they can fix that. They've already fixed several of these issues, and they've already fixed a lot of the crashes and everything. They need to continue doing that. Absolutely. And yeah, I think this game can become really, truly something special. It already is special. It can become something truly great if all these things continue to be worked on. Character design for the characters you can play as are really cool. The fact that there are character skills, I really like. Maybe they need to add more. I would love to see more detail as opposed to like flat damage increases. I'm not a big fan of flat damage increases or flat percentage increases of any kind. That's not my favorite way of, you know, doing anything with skills. I think they could go much more in depth with that. I think the fact that like certain guys can see like HUD icons at 2x distance for loot, the extraction twice as far, things like that are really good. I like that a lot. We need more of that. We need more of that. And I think that also the prestiging system seems pretty cool. I like their thoughts here. It gives you a reason to play more. It gives you free progression. Free progression is always a good thing. I want crafting. I want proper crafting in the game. I would love to have the hideout be really able to upgrade it. Not just like a flat, like right now, I'll show you what it is. The way you can upgrade your home, your hovel, is you go here, and it's just like, do you have enough water? Do you have enough money? If so, you can click this and it'll give you some like random customization increase or whatever. If they do a system like you have in Tarkov, where you can like make a gym and use the gym, you can make the water purifier, and that like, you know, gives you some bonus of some type. These types of things are really, really cool and add a lot of longevity to any kind of game like this. And if they do it here, it would make me so happy. I love the longer form RPG mechanics. That's what keeps me coming back to these games always more. And any game that is an extraction game that doesn't have them, I think are lesser for it. Gray Zone Warfare does not have any kind of RPG style mechanics. It is a lesser game for it. Has many other good aspects, and I love the game. I think it's a great game. Definitely well worth $30. But the fact that it has no long-term, you know, progression or anything like that, it's definitely lackluster. Because let's be real, Tarkov is the bog standard. Absolutely. Oh, and beyond that, I forgot to mention the fact that you are not the guy. You are wanting to stealth. You do not want to start fights. I think that is such a cool aspect of the game. That is the core of this game, and it needs to continue. Absolutely super cool. It's super well implemented. Anyways, that's my thoughts. I would say as a super early alpha, this is actually better than I thought it was going to be. Does it have serious glaring issues? Absolutely. Do I think they'll be fixed? They've already fixed 3 major bugs that I know of just being in the Discord. From, you know, I was looking at it during work and everything like that. And they're doing their best already, and it's really good to see them kick ass. I hope they continue. I think if we all give them clear feedback on what we like, what we don't like, what we want to see implemented, what we think needs to be changed, and so on and so forth, I think this can be something great, and it feels like a very collaborative effort so far. And I think that is a really, really good thing. So, W game, well worth $27 in my opinion. I think it's a really cool game. It is extremely difficult, super difficult. Even when you cheese it, it is still really hard. And I think that as long as they keep honing on these things, this game will keep getting better, and we'll come up with some beautiful, beautiful game experiences. That's my entire diatribe. I would say score number. It's hard to say because there are glaring issues. So if this game was on release now, I would call it garbage. If it was released as an alpha, it is great because they hone in on the most important parts, the game loop, the fun factor, things like that. Super well implemented. Downsides are, of course, the glaring issues, which it can fix. The fact that it's an early alpha makes the $27 price tag to be able to play the game in early alpha well worth it. This is a really cool game, and it's a pretty complete experience, even inclusive of all the jank. But yeah, definitely has a lot of jank. Definitely needs to be improved, and it will be. And looking forward to more. I would say if you are interested in the gameplay, if you're interested in the world, if you're interested in being a part of a collaborative experience from the alpha onwards, get the game. Join it. join us in the Forever Winter and give some good feedback. Just know it's an alpha, and know you're going to have lots of struggles, lots of janks, lots of dying, lots of, like, you know, you think you're climbing on a box and instead you're like falling to your death. You know, all kinds of stuff like that. That'll happen. As long as you know that going in, I think you're going to really like it. That's my diatribe. If you guys liked the video, give it a like, give it a sub, share it with your friends. What do you guys think of my rating of the game? And what do you think of the game itself? Let me know in the comments below. Can't wait to see you in the next feature, next video, and let me know what you want to see in terms of the gameplay of this game. I'd love to hear from you.